Within hours, the internet exploded. Fan forums turned into crime. Scenes TikTok detectives zoomed, slowed, analyzed, and the deeper they looked, the clearer it became. All of Hollywood's like, yep, let's make her a thing, let's make her a thing. But she's never made a movie that's been successful. The woman in the video was shorter, her posture different, her vocal tone softer, her hair pulled back, her presence commanding, and the verdict hitting every comment section like wildfire. That's not Rachel, that's someone else, and she's 10 times better. But here's where it gets wild. No one's denying it. Not Rachel, not the production. Not a single rep has stepped in to clarify who's standing under that spotlight or where the original lead has gone. You know, she worked with our musical supervisor in New York on the material, the song, her versions of the songs were terrific. Jeremy's excited. Andrew and Tim are excited. That silence, it's not just suspicious, it's calculated. So who is this mystery performer, and how did a no-name actress go from anonymous rehearsal to viral sensation overnight? We'll break it all down frame by frame, because once you see the footage for yourself, you'll understand exactly why fans are saying the quiet part out loud. Did Evita just replace Rachel's glare without telling anyone, and is the new Eva the one we should have had all along? Stick around. The final frame of this clip might just change everything, so I mean it should make for a fabulous summer at the Palladium. Ticket sales are already, through the roof, so we're really thrilled about that. She wasn't supposed to be the star, she wasn't supposed to trend, but thanks to a leaked rehearsal video and a wave of fan obsession, Camila Delgado's name is suddenly everywhere. And if the internet detectives are right, she may have just stepped into the role of a lifetime Eva Perón without a single official announcement. So who is she, according to fans who've tracked down every grainy backstage leak, forum whisper, and voice match clip? Camila Delgado is a classically trained stage actress from Buenos Aires, not a household name, not a red carpet regular, but a rising talent with a background in opera, musical theater, and roles in regional Argentinian productions. Online were talking about they would like to have seen a West End performer maybe play this part, but I do think that Jamie Lloyd is looking at this production going to Broadway and is being very clever in his casting choices. One viral TikTok claims she played Maria in West Side Story during a university tour in 2019, a full circle twist considering that's the same role that launched Zegler. What makes Camila stand out isn't just her voice, it's her presence. Even in low residential footage, fans notice something striking: the stillness, the grounded delivery, the way she holds the space. Her Ava doesn't scream star power, she commands it. One viral tweet read, she doesn't act like she's Ava, she just is. Rachel always felt like she was trying to prove something Camila doesn't need to. And then there's the authenticity factor. Camila is from Argentina, she knows the culture, the accent, the legacy of Eva Perón in a way that critics say Zegler never fully embraced. That difference, however subtle, isn't going unnoticed. I got back into therapy. I couldn't be with my therapist all year last year because I ended up spending the entire year outside of the United States. Of course, nothing has been confirmed, no playbill update, no press photos, but theater fans don't need headlines to see what's happening. They've already made up their minds. Camila Delgado isn't just the understudy, she's the upgrade. And if this really is the beginning of her takeover, one thing certain: Eva Perón just found her voice, and it's not Rachel's anymore. For someone who's never met a camera, she didn't like Rachel. Zegler's recent silence is louder than a standing ovation. No Instagram updates, no rehearsal photos, no quirky TikToks filmed from backstage, and most striking of all, no comment at all on the viral video that just shook the entire Evita production. It's not just unusual, it's calculated, because Zegler has built her entire public persona around being outspoken, whether it's politics, pop culture, or defending her own performances. She's rarely shied away from saying something, and yet now, in the middle of what could be the biggest professional scandal of her career, nothing is going to get taken out of context. And I know that at this point I can't really stop people from doing that, because that's what my whole existence On the internet, is this just me being taken out of context and stuff or last? Instagram posts still sitting quietly, with no new updates as a cryptic black and white image of an empty theater. Stage the caption, sometimes silence is the strongest sound. At the time, fans thought it was poetic, but in hindsight, many believe it was a warning, a sign that something behind the scenes had shifted, and not in her favor. Followers have also noticed that she's removed Evita-related content from her bio and archived rehearsal clips that previously filled her story highlights. And while social media silence can sometimes be a PR strategy, this one feels more like damage control, or worse, surrender. Because when someone who thrives on attention suddenly disappears from their own narrative, people don't just speculate, they assume the worst. Even Zegler's own PR team, usually quick to issue clarifications or clapbacks, has gone dark. No denials, no reassurances. Just a cold void where the damage control should be, and that's what has fans talking. If I was a Hollywood executive, I would blacklist her. If this were just an understudy rehearsal, wouldn't Rachel have said something by now? A joke, a selfie, a quote about resilience. Instead, all we've gotten is silence, and for a woman who once lived online, that silence is beginning to feel like a goodbye. It wasn't a stumble, it wasn't a bad rehearsal, according to multiple sources close to the production. Rachel's Zegler's time in Evita may have ended with a full-scale backstage meltdown, one that insiders say was so disruptive security was called. It happened reportedly during a high-stakes rehearsal. The pressure was already mounting, tension with the director, cold energy from the cast, and whispers that not everyone was happy with her interpretation of Eva. Then came the breaking point. Zegler allegedly raised her voice, hurled a chair prop across the stage, and challenged a creative decision mid-scene. The room froze. One assistant director, according to a leak on Reddit, allegedly said just 3 words: get her out. And just like that, Rachel was escorted off the premises, not in dramatic tabloid fashion, but with quiet, deliberate finality. And she hasn't been back since. The story sounds wild until you consider the patterns. Zegler's name has been attached to more than one difficult to work with rumor. Her infamous Snow White press tour had critics and fans alike questioning her tone, her attitude, and her lack of reverence for beloved source material. At events, she's reportedly clashed with stylists, photographers, and even co-stars. So this doesn't feel out of character, it feels like confirmation. And then there's the aftermath. No photos of Rachel at the theater, no updates from the production, no public effort to smooth things over, just a sudden silence and a new face on stage. The meltdown, if it happened as reported, may have been the final straw, a role she was desperate to play, a production that could have rebranded her career gone, and now that spotlight is shining on someone else, someone calmer, someone more focused, someone who didn't throw a chair. If the internet sleuths are right, and let's face it, they often are, Camila Delgado isn't just stepping in, she's already taken over. The evidence, it's everywhere. The second I land in Los Angeles, I am flooded with like a flurry of different emotions, and I can't figure out what's real and what's not. Leaked call sheets, backstage audio, and a rehearsal video that was never supposed to be seen, all pointing to one conclusion: Rachel's Zegler is out and Camila's already center stage. Let's start with the leaked cast list. A grainy backstage photo surfaced online showing the principal cast pinned to a wall, Zegler's name nowhere in her place, a scribbled CD written in blue ink, just legible enough to get fans buzzing. CD Camila Delgado. It might be unofficial, but in a production environment, that kind of change isn't made lightly. Then there's the audio in the viral TikTok clip. Someone off camera clearly says, "Camila, go again from the top." The voice is faint, the sound is fuzzy, but it's there. And in the world of live theater, first names don't get thrown around during tech unless you're the lead. Even costume rumors have surfaced, according to a now deleted Reddit post, allegedly from someone in the wardrobe department. Rachel's fittings were abruptly canceled, and a new set of measurements was submitted for a shorter actress with a smaller frame. Not Rachel, someone else. Fans believe Camila has already signed a temporary contract possibly for previews or early performances while the production tests. Her with live audiences, it's a common tactic in theater. Bring in the new talent without the public spectacle, then decide whether to go public after the reviews start rolling in. So is Camila Delgado now. Eve upon the production hasn't said a word, but based on every leak, every whisper, every frame of that viral video, she's already playing the part, and the longer Rachel stays silent, the clearer it becomes. This isn't speculation anymore, it's succession to understand how we got here. How Rachel Zegler went from buzzy casting to quiet disappearance. You have to rewind the tape, because this didn't start with a viral video. It started with cracks that were showing from the very beginning. When Zegler was first announced as the lead in Evita, the reaction was mixed. Some fans were excited, others were skeptical, but behind the scenes, whispers of concern were already circulating. According to one production source, rehearsals turned tense within the first week. Zegler reportedly clashed with the director over staging. She questioned musical arrangements, she asked for script edits, and above all, she didn't take notes well. She came in like she already knew how to play Eva, one cast member allegedly told a theater blogger. But Eva's not just a diva role, it's a responsibility. It didn't help that Zegler was already carrying the weight of her Snow White PR disaster, the backlash from that press tour, her dismissive tone, her viral girl boss comments, her mockery of the original film had already bruised her image. When Evita rehearsals began, it wasn't just a role it was supposed to be her redemption. Instead, it unraveled fast. According to multiple reports, Zegler grew increasingly distant from the cast. She stopped socializing, stopped engaging, and then came the meltdown, followed by the silence. Now with a new actress possibly stepping in and fans calling the replacement 10x better, the full picture is coming into focus. Zegler's fall from grace wasn't sudden, it was slow, cumulative, and maybe inevitable. She wanted to command the stage, but now she may be remembered not for her performance, but for how quickly she lost the role and how seamlessly someone else stepped in to take it. But it's hard and it's lonely, it's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay if this all feels familiar.